This empty lot in North Houston has a story to tell because it's where a Houston firefighter died.
What's the emergency?
Emergency, the house is on fire, please. Somebody's in the house.
Where's the patient at?
This is the house that once stood here and what it looked like when Captain Darin Unruh rushed inside.
It's a terrible sense of dread when you think someone is going to die.
Oh my God!
The firefighters' co-workers still don't know how it happened, but when Unruh went in the back door looking for victims, he became one. They dragged his lifeless body from the building 5 minutes later, did CPR for 6 minutes more.
District 34, you have a mayday at your event.
And he was unrecognizable. Totally unrecognizable.
His protective mask was gone. The burns were third degree.
It just didn't look like the person that I knew.
It took 11 minutes total to get a pulse again, to bring him back from the dead. Then doctors kept him in a coma for 5 long weeks.
It was a horrible sight.
Given the burns to his face, his scorched lungs, and those 11 minutes dead, his wife didn't know how much of her husband would ever wake up.
There was a fear of, him being brain damaged. I was terrified of that.
How are you still here?
Yeah,
We don't know.
the grace of God. It is a darn good question. And why am I still here?
But this is Darin Unruh today. It's been 2.5 long years.
Taking it one day at a time.
Skin grafts to rebuild his eyelids, a cornea transplant for a damaged left eye, months in a protective mask, months of pain, and at least a few days of not wanting to live at all.
It's difficult being burned. It's hell. It's hell being burned. And I remember not wanting to be here. And I remember sitting on my bed thinking, Darin, you can't quit. You have to keep on pushing. You have to.
But his survival isn't the only reason we're sharing his story. You probably noticed we're talking with Darin in a fire station, Station 68. He's in a captain's uniform again.
I'm a dead man walking. I have a second chance at life.
And he's taking that second chance right back into the line of fire.
I think it's my reasonable service. And I wanted to be able to look back on my life and be proud of, I was a firefighter. I think this is who you are. I think this job is who you are.
There's something else you should know about this street where Darin Unruh almost died. When he decided to come back to be a firefighter again, the very first call he got was on this very same street, just a few doors down.
And I said, Lord, what are you trying to tell me?
Same street.
Same street.
But he fought through that too and believes that with the help of his family, his doctors, his church, and his fellow firefighters, this is where he's supposed to be.
I said, Darin, you were dead. So you had nothing to do but get better from that point. You were dead for like 10 minutes. It's nothing short of a miracle.
I've learned that he has a inner strength.
So what do you see when you look at the face and the scars of Darin Unruh? He sees a miracle. His wife sees something else too.
This is a true test of perseverance, and he's truly had to overcome great obstacles, and he's worthy of my admiration.
As a husband, a father, and a firefighter willing to lay it on the line again.
I definitely believe that is part of my reasonable service. Definitely part of my reasonable service.
We have everybody accounted for.
It's a thankless job, but it's an awesome job.
In Southwest Houston, Kevin Reece, KHOU, 11 News. Across the road from Luis Tercio's repair shop on busy industrial Beaumont Highway, it was a horrible accident to begin with. A man walking in the right-hand lane hit by a white truck. It was an accident. No charges filed. The pedestrian was dead.
Tres personas estaban aquí.
But Luis Tercio's friend showed us where the repair shop owner had run across the highway to help. He was on the phone with 911 when a second driver in this blue pickup came barreling through.
So many lives go away.
In broken English, listen to a sister's broken heart.
I want to tell everybody to don't drive when drink.
Luis was critically injured, a tow truck driver slightly injured too, by this woman, 62-year-old Lydia Mejia. She didn't stop. Tow truck drivers chased her for a mile, and police believe she may have been under the influence.
When we are driving in bad conditions, using drugs and drive, they cannot imagine their heart, which are going to be broken after that.
Luis Tercios was 47 years old. He had 5 children, came to this country from El Salvador 13 years ago, hoping that on this busy highway he would find his American dream. Instead, it ends here. But on Luis's truck, we found this bumper sticker, "Practice random acts of kindness." It says, and that's what he did.
God sent him to go try to save another life.
His family's only comfort as a hit-and-run driver brings a dream to an end. Kevin Reece, KHOU, 11 News.
So now we're confirmed we got 2 suspects inside, correct?
In our search for a bank robber, for a man who could tell us what makes a bank robber tick, we ended up in Amarillo with a robber and a story. Kind of a quiet corner of the world up here most of the time, isn't it?
Really quiet.
You might not expect.
You know, I've never been violent where I beat people up or shoot them or stab them or anything.
His name is Randy Laird. He has a rap sheet a few decades long, starting with a grocery store in Conroe and ending with 3 bank robberies in Houston.
It's desperate people do desperate things in desperate times.
Westheimer.
So desperate that after his last bank, a Bank of America on Westheimer, his getaway car was a Metro bus.
Just really got desperate. You'll do anything for the drug. Yeah, I'm high, and didn't think about anything except my next fix. You know, it's crazy, but that's what you do, is crazy things.
And research suggests that up to 75% of all bank robbers are like Randy, motivated by drugs, trying to get enough money for their next score. And the FBI says they score often up to $43 million taken in this country last year, with only about $8 million of that actually recovered from robbers like Randy who prefer a bank next to a freeway.
Easy access to either get lost in a neighborhood or easy access to a freeway.
But he always had his eyes open for the banks with the worst security.
Because there's a Houston police lady working security with her feet propped up on the table, and she was probably 100 pounds overweight. And she's got the Houston Chronicle reading it and eating a bag of popcorn. And I said, I just got to do this.
But this is where Randy's story takes an unexpected turn. A heart attack in prison, quadruple bypass surgery, and they let him out early. Which is why we found him on the front porch of that mobile home in Amarillo.
It was time to change, do something for somebody else. So now I try to give back.
And he gives back here.
God bless y'all.
Yes, sir. God bless you, brother.
He took us under a downtown Amarillo bridge, a tent city.
You want any more food?
Where he and his wife Janice hand out food and clothing to the homeless.
Thank you.
There's a few still that care, and you know, it makes us feel good to know that.
You got plenty to stay warm with tonight?
By the way, we should better introduce you to his wife.
They're bringing all different sizes.
Because she just happens to be...
I'm a vice president of a bank.
Yes, a bank vice president, married to a man who has robbed more than one.
I think the guy that he is now is the guy that he really has always been. At the time, he did some things that were not good, but I know that he's a good, loving person, and he cares a lot for other people. I don't question him because I know his heart.
Something's better for you tomorrow, believe that.
Something better will come along.
Yeah, it will.
The story of a repentant bank robber like this is rare. Randy knows that. So he offers this advice to anyone desperate enough to be a bank robber too.
My mom used to always tell me the chickens always come home to roost, and they do. Yes, you may get away with it once or twice, but at some point they're going to get you or kill you.
And a dozen are killed in the act by police each year, long before they get a story like this. In Amarillo, Kevin Reece, KHOU, 11 News.